training your replacement, Jack?
Training right, so there we go. Great.
Welcome to the Recreation Commission meeting, January 10th, 2017, our first meeting of the year. We've got 4 members here, so we have a quorum. And we have not had a meeting, I think, since November, where we've actually had a quorum. I kind of skip December every year based on work, and we move on from there. As the agenda goes, because I haven't been at the last meetings, I don't even have any minutes from the last meetings to go over. Old business, I think you were the last one to attend meetings, right?
We actually, hold on, let me, I think Keith actually sent around the meeting minutes for the last meeting.
All right.
Meeting. Where'd it go? No, we can't find him.
I don't think I have any. Lots of things out there, annual reports. I'll jump to a new business item then, unless somebody has old business items they want to cover. New business item is we have an annual report each year in January. Sandy and I sit down and put together the write-up that goes in the annual report. If somebody wants to get some information out to us, please do that soon so we can add it to the new things. A blurb about the baseball fields would be great. And we'll add it right in just to, whatever you want to put for length, the purpose, the goals, whatever you want. It's nice to put new items out there and what's going on and what the target date is for having it done. Our budgetary items, it appears as though we're going to make it under the wire in our budget from looking at where we stand and where our bills are going. As they all come in. We get the budget reports pretty regularly. I was talking to Kevin, I think a week ago or so, and it looks like we're going to come under where we stand. Do you agree, John? Have you looked at that at all?
I haven't heard that you're going to exceed it, so
Okay.
I think they plan for you to spend it all. So.
I was a little concerned back in June. As the year went on, it wasn't as bad. We seemed not to have as many breakdowns as we did early spring, which is a good deal going across. We've been pretty consistent where we're going. New item, there's a donation that came through just from Memorial Baseball. The Recreation Commission received a $10,000 check from the Charles River Laboratories. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, I saw that.
We still have to wait for the selectmen to approve it,
Right.
and then I assume the money's just going to be held till bills are submitted based on the construction. Okay.
As an addendum to that, we also did receive a $500 donation from Pickleball.
Oh, nice.
For the, going through for baseball for the new fields.
Nice. They've been very consistent in helping out the programs throughout town. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
Use of Talent Hall, Dara Hall. We got a request today that asked for use of Dara Hall. Again, officially, all those requests feed back into Andy. If Andy's not doing it in a timely manner, somebody else will step in at that point. I think Colleen said she'd back him up if he wasn't getting to the people. Right. But the one direction for the Rec Commission is push all the requests in the same place because he has the email addresses of the people who are supposed to be contacting him, and he'll refer it back to that, especially as the boards change every year and who's in charge and who's doing the scheduling and everything. It's pretty consistent that it's going to be an inconsistent group going through.
Rookie mistake on my part.
What's
Rookie mistake on my part.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
No, I mean, honestly, what it comes down to is I don't think the organizations tell the coaches or don't make it clear, and then the coaches, for some reason, don't go to the organizations all the time. So it's definitely one of those things where you got to keep telling the organizations there's only one person or only two people, one person of backup who should be giving these requests, because it used to be a couple of years ago everyone was firing requests randomly and it didn't matter who it was. It would go online and you'd have to track down, and organizations were requesting the same time for the same people, but different people were requesting it. It was just causing extra work. So to keep it easy, it was one of those streamlined. It started with the emails, setting up the emails for each group, so there was one contact. So if the contact changed, you could change who that email was going to. so that the communication flow between us and the organizations and back from the organizations to the rec commission will be a lot clearer, a lot easier. So I'm just trying to do that. We have multiple organizations are back and forth in terms of more than one person requesting. So it's not only a specific one, it's all of them.
Email from Andy Collins today talked about organizations that have gotten registered for the 2017 year with the state of New Hampshire. 6 youth leagues are all registered with the state. What's the Mystics?
Mystics is the older girls softball. So like after Blast, Mystics is
Okay.
I think 7th and 8th grade, if I'm not mistaken. So, and they were going through softball before, and we had said a few weeks ago that if they were going to be using the fields, they had to file their own paperwork. It wasn't something that softball could handle because it wasn't the same organization. So.
Excellent. Well, having them all done in January, that's a good deal for all of us. It takes the concerns away from the hall being used, and that's nice to see. Let's see. Beyond that, I had one other thing I wanted to ask, and I don't remember what it was.
A private party had asked to use Talent Hall.
What's that?
A private party had requested to use Talent Hall.
Our statements on the private party using Talent Hall has been pretty consistent. Our response is we don't let them go off to private functions. There was some concerns that were expressed on the Rec Commission 7 years ago, 6 years ago now at least, maybe longer. And we've kept it to the organizations that are scheduled to use the halls and town organizations, not private functions. And until somebody on this board can get the board to change their mind, which I would highly not recommend based on the discussions we've had over the years.
Liability and everything, I understand.
There's liability, there's insurance, once we start opening it up to private functions, then we can't control who is in there for private functions. We have to open it up to everyone for private functions. And that caused a grand concern with what would occur at that point in a loss of control of the hall that, as you can see from the schedule you were looking at, there really isn't any time in the hall anyway for private functions, especially during the winter seasons.
And I'm glad you're doing this because there were a couple of people that were, on the Facebook page that were saying, well, who owns the hall? I mean, everybody should be able to use it. And I'm glad that you're saying this right now because we're getting it on record again, telling everybody that, it's for public use only for our organizations in town.
Colleen says it the best when she sends out an email. She always seems to say it with a smile when she lets people know we can't do it. I sound grumpy when I say the exact same stuff, but somehow she does it with a smile on her emails.
Her voice.
Do the
You just
emoji.
hear her voice saying it. Yeah.
Maybe
Gotta
it's the
add the
emoji.
emoji. Just
Could be
add
the emoji. I don't do well with those things.
The emojis, I love the emojis.
But somehow it always feels okay when you tell people that, Facebook or otherwise. I'm like, Colleen's got that
Was
one
there,
covered.
and I'm sorry, I had an eye doctor appointment, so,
There was some discussions on the Facebook page about the
Oh,
use of
Facebook.
Talent Hall.
on our Facebook page?
No,
or-
on What's Up, I believe.
Litchfield, what's up?
Oh, Litchfield.
And someone had asked, is Talent Hall available for a private party? And obviously I understand that it isn't, but I wanted John to
Yep.
kind of put that out there again so that, we have this to refer to and say, hey, look at the video right there.
I was looking for one of your old emails so I could copy
Yeah.
the Facebook page and stick it on there.
And stick it up
but
there. That's
didn't
all I
work.
do is I go back to my old ones, cut and paste.
There you go.
Yeah.
There are so many emails that come through now on a weekly basis through the RC. It's amazing to me.
That's what I want. I have not seen any, am I off? Have there been emails? I haven't got a single email.
Have
I
you
sent one out
logged
today.
into your town account?
You're supposed to be changed over to your other account, remember?
When you logged in,
Yes.
when you logged into your town account for the first time, it got switched over.
I'm not in the right account.
I mean, I'm
So
getting emails.
You
so-
get my email today?
I probably get you're still not in your town account, so you're still using your Yahoo thing.
I'm
What
not
is
in the
that
town
thing
account?
called
I don't
again?
believe so.
I'm on the town account.
You
We're
are,
all
yeah.
screwed up. Why did we change? This,
All right, I need some work on that
yeah,
then.
we all, none of us, I haven't seen an email. Is
I
the
thought the email
community
was really
sending it
quiet
to
recently, so.
RC? Because I have not seen a single,
Anything going to RC gets forwarded to all your accounts. Whatever your account of record is, The ones that have town accounts, which are litchfieldrec.com accounts, that's the account you're supposed to be using.
To
And
be honest with you, the last 30 days, you haven't missed much.
Yeah, there isn't.
Did we have a meeting 2 weeks ago?
No,
No,
We haven't had one since before Thanksgiving.
there's been nobody here.
I didn't think so, yeah, I was.
There were 2 of us here.
Well, okay.
But that's, I
While
haven't seen
you-
any emails about, usually, and I've been laxed in this, but usually I would send out an email either the day of or say, hey, do we have enough for a quorum?
I sent one out today.
there were a few, I sent a
Yes,
few
and I'm
emails,
not
I sent a
getting
few emails over that time span, but, so if you
Yeah,
didn't
I
get
see.
all those, then yeah,
I
you
gotta
missed some
remember-
interesting reading.
I've got to remember what that new email address is.
it's your
cgamash at litchfieldrec.com.
litchfieldrec.com.
cgamash@litchfieldrec.com. Oh my gosh. Okay.
What are you using for an app on your phone?
Add a mailbox.
That'll be interesting. I'll have to figure out how to get that in here, because I've already got like 10 other emails on the phone. Does anyone else, any other new business they want to discuss?
Well, did we get the request from basketball? Paul Soul sent a request, was it a hard copy?
Again, so again, this goes back to what I
I
brought.
just got an
This is
email.
what I just brought this up earlier.
Just rewind
The
the tape.
fact that
Okay.
multiple people from organizations have been requesting things. And back when Andy established all those individual league accounts,
Well, if
each
you-
organization was supposed to start requesting stuff. Like there was supposed to be one person in backup from every organization requesting things.
Right.
Basketball's up to 4 people who've sent in requests now since September.
So who is basketball's person?
I have no idea.
Paul's the president,
Officially, I don't know.
Paul.
but Andy's also involved in basketball as well. So.
Johanna's submitted, Denise has submitted.
I had Denise too, yeah.
So
Where are these? I haven't seen them. When did they come in?
these have come. If you go back across the emails, we've had these requests since like September.
Okay, so
Like
a while ago you're
multiple-
talking.
Yeah, but over the last 4 months, there's been 4 people requested times.
Okay, my question today
Yes.
from Paul.
Yes.
Can you tell me when the next rec commission meeting is? And I responded saying it's tonight. We submitted for Friday nights for makeup practices.
Yes.
Who has that? Is it a paper copy?
It came as a paper copy.
So we have it.
We have it. Now, mind you, this paper copy came after Andy sent out an email saying, please use the online form from now on.
I understand.
So
That aside, there's a request out there.
there's a request out there. There's also 2 requests out there from soccer, which have been in limbo for a month now that we still haven't had a resolution to either.
Okay, so we have a
So-
quorum tonight.
Right.
So let's get these resolved. Do we have
We
them?
can do that.
Because I can't get into my email.
I have the basketball one. I do not have the soccer one because they were done online, and I don't know where the submission goes.
Oh,
And my coordinators, they're like, I don't have it doesn't send me a copy of the submission. It just says it's submitted. So he was supposed to find the actual submission and resend it to Andy or resubmit it.
Okay.
So
So there's 2 requests from soccer.
yes.
Do we have any idea?
This
What
is
was
Fridays. One was from Friday 5 to 6, and the other was Friday 6 to 7.
Okay, Friday. Just go to the.
And is the gym available?
Yes.
And what's basketball's request?
Basketball was hold on.
That was for makeup practices.
Yes, on Fridays nights when everyone's doing ski club. Let's see.
Colleen, you logged in on November 7th, so at our meeting, you logged in.
November
Change your
7th.
password, so I have no idea what your password is. I can reset it for you if you'd like, but.
Fridays 5 to
I should
8
know it.
Okay.
until starting in December, ending in April, which isn't a valid request anyway, since Andy's supposed to revisit the schedule at the
Right.
beginning of, or set up, the meeting's supposed to be set up at the beginning of February to set up the March through May schedule or
Correct.
whatever it is.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so.
Okay, but we could still vote on it up through March.
Yes, oh, exactly.
Correct, yeah. But it sounds like there's a conflict, because basketball's requesting 5 to 8.
Correct.
And you have soccer with a 5
5
to
to
6 and
7.
a 6 to
Yeah,
7.
so 5 to 7.
5 to 7, all right. Now, basketball takes priority this time of year,
Correct, during the
because it's
season.
the in-season sport.
Right.
However, I'm gonna state this right now for soccer. Soccer requested 2 hours these 2 hours were requested by soccer during the week, which, when Andy created the regular schedule, bumped them out for basketball. So soccer came back with these at the beginning of December when Andy sent around what the free times were to fill in those weekdays that weren't granted because the rest of the schedule was full. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So, I mean, in that case, now basketball's filling it with, and I'll be honest, random spots. They don't have, these are just, if a team decides it needs an extra practice and needs to make up a practice, they're going to stick it in this Friday slot. So it's not for a specific team, it's for
The league.
the league.
Okay, so, and again, this goes back to when I was in the league. The basketball league only took time at Town Hall when it was set up for its regularly scheduled practices for the teams. Didn't take extra time because other people were requesting it.
Correct.
Again, in my opinion, we should stick with a policy that worked. We shouldn't be blocking out times as extra spaces when we have multiple people asking for times. I'm not sure if people agree or disagree.
Well, I'd be curious to know, I guess from Paul, if you're saying it's the league, why are they missing
Here's the specific request. The specific note was Litchfield Recreational Basketball League alternating second weekly travel team practice or makeup practice.
could you say that again? What was that?
LRBL alternating second weekly travel team practice or makeup practice. That's what they're requesting the time for. So they'd be giving a travel team a second practice during a week or a makeup practice for someone else.
So guaranteed they're gonna use that time spot, apparently.
Not necessarily, because they also play games on Fridays. So
The ski club on Fridays. And you know how ski club was.
I know ski club. And again, not to go beat a dead horse, but travel practice is typically at LMS.
Correct.
So they're looking to practice at Town Hall, not because they've lost times, just for extra times.
Correct.
Or if there's some scheduling conflict.
Yes.
Okay. And soccer's got a duplicate request looking for times from 5 to 7.
Right. Two teams. One team in there from 5 to 6. One team in there from 6 to 7.
Okay. Travel's looking for 6 to 8.
5 to 8.
5 to 8.
LRBL is looking 5 to 8.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion that we approve soccer's request from 5 to 7, and that we offer basketball the times from 7 to 9 if they would like, under the condition that it gets used weekly or it will be taken away. Do I have a second? Even for discussion.
I'll second for discussion.
Okay.
Being part of the basketball thing and realizing they got locked out of LMS. I mean, it doesn't seem as, it seems as though it should work at LMS. However, LMS games take priority. Those run into their practice times. Being locked out of LMS has caused a problem with their practice times. So having a facility that's meant for basketball.
So is a 2 hour time frame for a travel program from 7 to 9 unrealistic?
No, I don't think it's unrealistic. No. The same thing, I don't think it's unrealistic to say, why not move soccer to 7 to 9 and move basketball down to 5 to 7.
Basketball request was 5 to 8. So they gave us that window saying that at least take it till 8 o'clock.
Right. So why not move basketball up to, or soccer? I don't think it's a problem. I'm just saying, I mean, the leagues can discuss it amongst themselves. They can figure out which slot works best for them. But again, being part of the travel basketball program and realizing there's no travel basketball time at LMS is a problem.
True.
The other thing I'm going to go back to is the fact that Andy sent around that email back in the beginning of December. It said, submit everything via this form, first come, first serve. So, you mean,
And the first come was,
sorry, I mean, my coordinator submitted on the 5th and the 12th. I know that for soccer. Where in the, I mean, these are new forms. I don't know who's getting them. Like, Andy's supposed to be getting them, right?
I think if he's using Google Forms, they're going to a spreadsheet in Google Apps, and he's seeing them as they get loaded in. I haven't
Okay.
seen the back end, but that's what I thought he said he was doing.
Right.
So he should know who comes in first and who doesn't.
so we
Are we,
stick,
are we sure they're working? I guess that's my next question.
I have
is
I have
if
nothing to
he's
do with
saying
it. So
they're
We're not
submitted,
seeing
he
these.
can't find them. The rest of us don't have access to this, which honestly I think is part of
Well,
part of
actually-
the problem. Just not even not having access.
Yeah.
Like we may not touch it, but it'd be nice to actually like. I
We've
think
got
see
to
what
this Google
happens.
system, which none of us know.
I think we do have access.
No, we
Wait a
don't.
minute.
yeah, you probably do. You just don't know
We
how to
haven't
get
even
to it.
touched it.
Trust me, I
right.
hunted around that Google, all the Google apps and everything, calendars and everything. I don't have I don't have access to the calendar. I don't have access to like
This
the
is gonna
talent
become a
calendar.
problem
I don't have
when you have the
access
next meeting.
to any of those forms. I don't know where they are.
There's a lot in there, but yeah, you're right. There's nothing
Right.
available for any of us.
Yeah.
I'm looking now for you.
Plus, you'll probably pop
All
it
right.
right up.
I make it easier. I don't try to access it.
I
So,
haven't been accessing
if
it.
soccer was the first request, right?
Correct.
Which it was. Basketball was the second request. My motion makes an amendment to the basketball time, but it does split the time available to two
It
organizations.
does split the time available from 5 to 9
And at that point,
programs.
I would say organizations can always talk to each other. But specifically, we have a soccer specific, hey, we're going to be here as soon as we get approved. We have a basketball, we don't know who's going to be here
Correct.
until we miss something.
Correct.
It seems reasonable to say, hey, we're
It
giving
does.
you 2 hours.
It does. It does. It's just I wish that in the future, hopefully, they can figure something out with LMS because that is
I still step back. They gave up an entire gymnasium, which they shouldn't have given up. Took me years to get GMS involved. They should be using GMS.
yeah. I haven't been involved
So-
with DMS in ages.
You all have access to the rec forms. There is a folder called rec forms that have looks like it has the request IDs, the usage request sheets here. If you're using your town account, you should be able to go to Google Drive and look at what's shared with you, and you'll see a folder called rec forms.
Okay.
It's been there since July.
Is it just the form or is it?
No, it looks like there's, I'm afraid if I open it up, I may change something. I don't want to do that on him because I'm not sure how he's doing it, but one second here.
Is that where the submittals are going?
Well, these are this is the request.
I'm real good with change. What's my town account supposed to be under? J. Bryant?
At Litchfield
Rec.com, and I have to check and see if it's actually enabled, John, because you haven't used it yet.
And oh, by the way, Colleen, the basketball stuff, there was some electrical problem with it last week, which is why it couldn't be used.
Oh,
The alarm went.
the
So,
alarm went
yeah.
in the school?
There's some electrical problem made the alarm go funky apparently, and
Okay.
that's what happened.
Was that also the week between Christmas and New Year's that we couldn't get
That
in?
was
That was the alarm?
that Friday to Sunday. Yeah.
Oh.
Or Monday. I don't know if Monday, because they were closed Monday, but yeah, because it's happened Friday night.
Okay.
And apparently they couldn't, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they couldn't get someone in there over the holiday weekend or what, but yeah.
Yeah. Because then there was no time to practice because
I'm almost going to pray. I mean,
2 weeks.
how many people were going in? I know some were going in New Year's Day, but I'm not sure how many were going in New Year's Day.
We showed up.
Let's roll back to the motion on the table before I forget this motion on the table.
Yep. I seconded.
So we got a motion, we got a second. Do we have any further discussion for the motion? No, hearing none. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All abstain? You oppose?
I abstain.
Abstain. Okay. John, I didn't hear your vote. Was it aye?
Aye, yeah.
Okay, so we got a 4-0-1 vote. Motion passes. Litchfield soccer's going to have 5-7. Basketball will have 7-9. Would you mind informing
I won't.
soccer, and would you mind informing basketball?
I can do that.
Excellent. That puts it in the right places, and that'll go forward. I just tried Jay Bryant at litchfieldrec.com and have nothing, so I'm not sure what else I've got to.
I'll give you the password, yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's a password too. Great.
Well, I think if you say the password to your ATM card right now, it'll go in.
Okay, yeah.
Just give us
I
your
can
social
make sure,
security
just give me a
number.
few seconds to make sure I do a withdrawal first.
Social security number.
I'll hand you my phone later on and say, take it away, because once it starts coming through, I'm a happy guy.
You did log in on May 25th.
No, that means Andy probably logged in for me.
No, Andy would have got this, but maybe he did it with you, I don't know. All right, I'll reset your password.
I'm wondering if Sandy's in the same boat as I am as far as going
I don't
in.
think- Yeah, I don't
Sandy
keep
doesn't
the
have
one.
an account yet, because I don't, she hasn't been here in a while, so I didn't create one yet. But her email is still going to her other account,
Okay.
and so isn't yours.
Do you have one, Kurt?
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Yep.
You're probably the only active one out there now.
No,
I'm getting all the emails.
Mike's not too.
I am. This one.
Well, you said you responded to the email I sent today,
Yes.
You did?
but I did
Good.
not get your response.
Because it went to, it
I
went
see
to,
it
No,
listed
his-
on rec.
No, it didn't. It went to your Yahoo account. The RC still points to your Yahoo account today. I haven't changed it yet, because you haven't been here, so I wasn't gonna do it until I saw you.
And I did press the send button. I'm nearly 100% positive.
I did. I did.
I'm
get
guilty
yours.
of that.
There you go.
You did see my
I
email?
saw yours.
Okay.
Yeah, the only response I got was from Andy for today's.
John, what's your,
I didn't even saw your
John,
email.
what's your email? I'm gonna send, you'll get an email that gives you instruction how to log back in.
My email what?
Your email. Your current email.
RC at Litchfield.
No.
Personal
Your
email.
personal email. The one you use for your business here. Is it J Brian at Yahoo, something like that?
Oh, Bryant Litchfield? It's Bryant Litchfield NH at yahoo.com.
BRYANT.
ANT.
Litchfield.
Litchfield NH at yahoo.com.
I have no idea what that, okay.
mailbox.
I don't type that very often.
All right, so there's an email coming to you with the current password, how to log back in. There you go.
That was quick.
Yep, I try.
All right. Well, I'll try to figure out my emails better as we plug along. Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss in today's
Well,
meeting?
Kurt, is there, I'm not obviously seeing the emails. Are there any other requests out there?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No, I didn't see any.
So you're seeing it too, okay, all right.
Colleen, your old email address was LRC _
No, my old email address is, lrc.gamache@gmail.com.
oh, you had dot, okay.
So the other thing for new business, back to the whole, we need to resend an email to organizations about not parking around talent at night during the day. They should be in the parking lot, not double parked in the pathway.
What happens if you drive up under the snow? Is that okay where the grass is? That's what I did Sunday. I got a lot of stuff to unload.
No, apparently, someone told me on Monday night there were people last night. So last night there were two cars like parked around back
No.
while they're inside, having basketball practice. So, I mean, this is one of those things where people just start driving back there and parking over there, or dropping kids off in front or whatever, just like they tend to do all year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just another reminder that needs to go out to all the organizations.
Who, does Andy do that? I mean, he has all the organizations,
Well, yeah, I figured Andy would be the one to do that,
Yeah.
since Andy's
seems to have
the
all
the main coordinator of activities of talent. So
Yeah. Plus he has all the contact info.
all the contact, the contact info is.
I don't have-
I've gotten all the. I know all the emails.
Oh, you do?
Because
Okay.
I've seen them all. When he sends out those group emails, everyone gets one. So everyone, all those emails are.
I'll have to go in
Together.
and see, okay.
I'll just
You know
let
what I
my
mean? So
parents know.
if you want to wait on Andy, we can wait on Andy. I can send it
No,
out.
go ahead, go send it,
So I'll send it out.
send it, yeah.
Going back to old business, where are we with the locket talent? Do we know? Do we not know?
It works.
Keypad does.
I get in.
Okay,
with the old number that I had.
okay.
Kevin, I don't know if you.
Has it been replaced?
No, Kevin
The doorknobs,
had discovered that the batteries were corroded.
right.
I don't know if that's something you guys were aware of. But
Well, the whole, I mean,
He said that. He said the batteries are corroded, change the battery. The keypad was right, but the lock is, the door handle just hangs. So,
and there's a problem with the
Yeah.
pipe. You'll open it.
Right.
You'll open it for an event.
the pipe works now. I mean, this Sunday I was.
Pipe is
Oh, no.
sporadic.
Yeah,
the
well, I
pipe
mean-
will work. All of a sudden, then the pipe will drop
Yeah. Okay. All right.
for some unknown reason,
Yeah.
and then no one will be able to open the door again. But you'll have thought that you've opened it, which you have. You've unlocked it, but that pipe. But I mean,
That's
The only-
the front door?
that's the front door.
The only reason I
But
use
I thought
that
we were
door is to
trying
bring
to-
equipment in. That's all. Usually, then people usually come in through the stage. shouldn't
Correct. But the entrance, if you were going to go in and use the keypad and unlock it, but for events, I mean, we do have events, and that's the entrance way. But I thought that was going to be replaced, almost locked up, and put the keypad on another door.
Well, the realization, Andy wanted to put the keypad on the side door.
Right.
But the other security alarm pad is by the back door.
Right.
So
They
that
changed
kind
that.
of made him rethink what he was going to do, but I never heard if there was a next step after that. So
Okay. So just changing the
I
batteries.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we're staying with the keypad because it now works with the battery or what we're doing. I mean, I guess that's the question is.
All I know is I offered up the computer for the program, and I haven't heard anything else out about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we really should be redoing the codes
I
come
don't
April.
disagree.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
No, I said I don't disagree.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought you said you disagreed.
No, no, not at all.
I think we all agree the codes, it's time to get the codes back in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
get
used
rid of
last
some of
year's
the old
code.
codes.
Never
The code's
had
out there for.
I have a key.
I'm using one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mine's my original code going way back.
What's the point of the keypad on the back door? Because there's no way to really, unless you're leaving, that would be the only reason you'd use the keypad up on the stage.
To the
But I mean,
alarm code?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I mean it should be on the side door, but then again, on the side door, you'd need a key, right?
No, the side door doesn't have. The side door doesn't have anything. The back
Oh,
door,
okay.
just the other three doors don't have keys.
So we'd have
don't
to lock set everything
They're just
anyway.
they're just handles on the outs, like little handles on the outside, and the inside's the bar that you.
Yeah, the panic bar.
Yeah, you unlock the back one, but the side ones, I assume you might be able. I haven't even looked to see if you can actually lock them or unlock them.
The purpose of putting the alarm code in the back and having an alarm code at each door was you can actually exit, put the alarm code in and close the door, and you're out.
Shut
You
itself.
can't
yeah.
enter that way, but your exit is easier.
Yeah.
And we've encouraged everybody, especially during the winter, to utilize the back door as much as possible to keep it from traipsing all over the floor.
I've never let anybody in through the front door, but again, I do. I drop stuff, in equipment because it's just easier for me because we're bringing in, pitcher's mounds and things like that. So we go in through the double doors, and then all my parents come in through the back. So it works out all right.
And, we still have to keep the handicapped access through that front door and have that all available, so forth. But as far as the all work on that lock really led back to Kevin talking to locksmiths who were really doing this towards anything to do with it. They were all like, yeah, well, we're too busy. We don't know this particular unit. And it really sounds like you have to either invest in another unit, which do we really want to if this one's working? Probably not. All we need to do is get the computer down there in April, and maybe at that big April meeting when we all sit down there, here, delete. If you're not here, you don't have a password. It'll certainly get people to contact us again if they can't get into it.
Right.
I wouldn't do it in the middle of the winter season when the place is being used all the time, but walking into the next summer coming forward, pretty easy to chop it all off and start over again.
Yeah.
Last Saturday, I did get a call from a basketball parent asking what do they do because the group that was supposed to be next didn't show up. So I ended up giving her the codes, like the alarm code and everything, so she could get her team out. Because a lot of these coaches don't have access to anything. They come in because it's been used an hour before and then it's going to be used again later, so they don't worry about closing it up. But she was concerned because there was nobody else there, so she wanted to lock it up. And luckily, I was around. I took the call. And I was in Manchester, I gave her the code anyway, just to set the alarm and leave.
Yeah, no, usually for basketball, they send around the temporary code to the front door and then the alarm code, so, I mean, any coach should be able to lock it up,
Should be.
but I know how people read emails, so.
Yes, they glance. All right, what else do you have?
I don't have anything because I don't see any email.
Okay,
Did you see
I'm gonna
yours
be
up?
working. I'm gonna be playing with this all night.
Yeah, I
trying-
can't get mine
That
to
was
go.
like a ton of stuff that just showed up in my.
Oh, you got it?
So work with John. He'll get you set up. Thanks a
He
lot.
did set me up. I gotta go back in. I gotta go home and look at what my,
Actually, the one other thing I remembered,
Sit down.
soccer just bought 2 portable nets, and we were gonna use them in talent over the winter. So I guess it's just a matter of can we store them in the kitchenette while they're not being used, and then once we're out of there, we'll put them in the shed over the summer. But they're good to use indoors, you know. They're just like the little portable nets, so they're
You got the kitchenette and you've got upstairs. Either one.
so. I just remembered that.
With the
I
sink.
have the
or
actual
kit-
equipment up there. We are not having a Winterfest this year.
I know.
Yep.
Disappointingly.
Yep.
But that's how it goes.
This is how it goes. We need volunteers and there's no one. I don't know if it's a burnout factor.
Too bad, I
Actually,
mean, it was
see-
gaining momentum too, it was.
Well, you also,
was.
didn't, you also didn't have the dog sleds, which kind of was discouraging too.
Dog sleds, but he got a name from another one. I'm not sure if that was panning out. But the main thing was there was only a handful of us, and we said if we couldn't get, because our kids have aged out, and if we couldn't get younger
Right.
parents to participate,
Well, I think you learned. I think because I saw the aftermath. I think it's you send out the email, and then like a month before you really have to do things, you say, "It doesn't look like we have enough people," and then you get a flood of people saying, "Oh, wait, we can help."
yeah,
Yes, it did
that's
seem
always
like
Monday
a-
morning quarterback.
Did
Those
seem
are-
like
those
there
are
were plenty of
good
people
intentioned people
volunteered
that
Those
don't
are
do
good
anything.
intention people, yes. Everyone
Yeah.
with good intention, but the fact of the matter is, it's far more than participating that day.
Oh,
It-
yes.
It's
Oh, yeah.
volunteering months in advance, doing all the cold calling, getting, fundraising. That is the backbone of the whole event is the fundraising,
Oh,
getting the
yes,
funds
it's-
coming in.
Yeah, the prep work's always more intensive than
Yeah.
the
So
actual
hopefully,
day,
hopefully, a year missed, maybe it'll gain some momentum next year with some fresh blood and fresh ideas. But it's not going to happen this year. So I guess what I was saying is I have the high school archery equipment up in the office upstairs, with the intention when we kept it last year to use it again this year. So it's taking up a bit of space up there.
Yeah, I'd rather them keep it in the kitchenette.
It's only got 2 nets anyway.
I
It's not a lot.
I really don't want them going up and down the stairs. It's-
Oh, there you go.
Plenty of room, there's plenty of room in there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Anyone have anything else?
None?
Make motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
500.